What's happening, everybody, and welcome to episode 58 of the Good Kraken podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ernell Pearson, alongside the five-star man, Devin Stanford.
Saw, dude.
Saw. And the Crimson Chin himself, Garrick motherfucking Eakin. What's happening, baby?
Mm-hmm. What's up, y'all?
A day soon, you know what I'm saying? Dude, guys, we are in our new layout right now, and it looks fucking extravagant. It looks amazing. I'm really excited about this, dude.
Needs more black.
I love the little GK spinny like animation at the bottom.
Oh, dude!
Goes
so hard, man. Goes so hard. I'm so excited about everything we got going on. We're gonna be talking about it just a little bit once we get into some of our little announcements and stuff, which I changed the name of. Oh, you guys are gonna be saying it's gonna be great instead of planner work. It's gonna be something else. It's gonna be dope, dude. Oh my god, Garrick!
I already know what it is.
Garrick, we haven't talked to you since basically like last week. How have you been, dude? What's new?
Working, man. It's actually been good though. Like I've been getting some hours in, and I have been able to consume some interesting content due to the nature of my job. So I've got some cool new games on Switch that I'll get to be. I'll be talking about a little bit.
You set up that Xbox X Cloud. You set up that X Cloud. You taking an iPad with you or something?
Oh. I didn't even consider opportunities.
A whole new world.
Yeah, I really got to look into that.
Oh, dude.
I will say one thing. xCloud is pretty dope. When it works, it fucking works. It's great.
I was really hoping you would just stop there. You're like, well, I'll tell you this. xCloud's pretty fucking tight, and that's it.
I mean, I've played Sea of Thieves on it.
Yep.
I've played Destiny. I've played Gears, and those are actually usually pretty demanding games too. And I played them online, crossplay and everything, and it's great.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I don't know what your internet signal would be like at your work, Garrick.
I have a hotspot.
Oh yeah! He came in swinging.
I'm not sitting a 12-hour shift in a car with no Wi-Fi. Are you joshing me?
Are you bringing your computer with you? Because you can use xCloud through the browser as well on your computer. That is something you can also do.
Do you want to haul around your laptop?
Dude, no, not with how much this bad boy costs. The Switch has definitely served me very well. Like this is like peak purpose for Switch consoles. I'm getting there's some new indie games that I'm playing on there because I feel like that's what the Switch is really good for. So
right,
it's good stuff.
Okay,
for me.
No second. Thank you. I appreciate you. What's up? What you got?
No. For me, the Switch is definitely like a JRPG machine. That's what I solely use it for.
I have a lot of friends that concur with that.
Yeah. It's give me every Final Fantasy game that's ever come out. Give it to me. Right
on Switch, yeah. So you can play your Switch. You can play Final Fantasy 8 remaster on your Switch butt naked while you're laying in bed.
Eating a McChicken.
Yeah, but you're laying on your tummy like a high school girl who's texting her new boyfriend, but you're on your Switch
with your feet up and everything.
This is Ernell's way of saying that this is him every night.
Yeah, he's recounting this because he does this.
Yes, exactly.
That is fair. I do a lot of things. My friend, and this is one of them because tonight we're doing this thing. We're talking no regrets, Nintendo trying to save you, really cool spooky things, and much, much more because this is the Good Kraken podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 12 p.m. If you're riding this wave, you can head on over to patreon.com/GoodKrakenShow where you can submit questions and topics of the show, get exclusive post-show content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcasts and video services across the 7 seas. However, If you've emptied your pockets for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that is totally fine. You can watch us record this show live right here at twitch.tv/GoodKrakenShow. If you have Amazon Prime, you also have Twitch Prime, and we would love for you to give that to us to help keep us pushing content out for all of you listening and or watching at home. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, by clicking that link right down there, hitting that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken with an exclamation mark and leaving a review there.
Review.
Devin! Ernell. We have some captain's orders. Let's go, boy. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Let's go. Okay, so real quick. First things first. Obviously, some things are different. And we are in a position where things are going to be different, kind of slowly moving forward. We're going to be rolling out things that we need, things that we want to give to you guys step by step. One of these things immediately that are going to change is that our episodes are not going to be airing at 8 a.m. the next day anymore. They are going to be airing at 7 p.m. the next day. Okay, and this is because I found out we have accidentally been violating our Twitch affiliate status by putting these episodes up that early in general public. So we are changing that, and this rebranding gave us an excuse to finally fix that. Whoopsies. But if you do want episodes early, you can go to patreon.com/GoodKrakenShow, where you can get access to our episodes early, because that is not considered public. So you can get them there. Be a part of our tiers. Be a part. Give us $5 of your money, and we will send you nudes of Garrick. Okay, that's what we will do, because we are shills.
No, really, we will not do that.
We won't do that. Okay.
I'm telling you right now, as a business owner, we will not do that.
Josh Hood Ramsey's in the chat. He says, here to subscribe to the Only Hands. Hey boys, what's happening, Josh?
Fuck up, man.
We miss you, baby.
Hell no, man.
We miss you, dog. So that is the first major change. Unfortunately, we have to do that just to, one, make sure that we're keeping up with our affiliate status and not violating any rules or anything like that, but also just because we need to pertain to our business model. If you guys love us, you'll understand. If you don't love us, then that's fine. We don't need you.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. We love all of you. Next up, watch our review of Marvel's What If that we did on Saturday. That is available. That is including the one and only free post show that you guys will get to kind of give you guys a taste of what our post show content will be like moving forward. That is with me, that is with Devin, that is with Xander, that is with Genesee Gabrielle. And it was a really long, but also very fun conversation about Marvel's What If. I was the odd one out, unfortunately. Also, please go watch our announcement video that explains everything about our Patreon, about moves that we're making in the future, about our newest announcements, making everything official with our newest team members. Obviously, as you guys can see here, we have a new layout, we have a new rebranding, we have a new logo, we have new everything, and we want things to be good as we move forward. Please, we are fundraising, trying to fundraise $1,000 for October, and presumably, maybe, potentially for the rest of the year, so that we can try to get things pushing for Good Kraken. Again, I have mentioned this in a post. Devin, I love you. I've mentioned this in a post already. These are things that we will do no matter what, but the ease of them being done is completely dependent on how well we can fundraise with you guys. So please help support us. Help us make some big moves. We're chasing some dreams, guys. So please help us out here.
Money now means bullshit sooner.
Yeah. Y'all, Josh, I love you. I just want to come out here and say, Josh, and I look like the final boss of a hardcore show.
That's listen. We kind of said that like as we were starting up for the show. That's great. I mean, he's not wrong. That's
what I'm saying.
Oh, anyways, so we can go to the final boss of this show, because this next segment is Little Waves. This is a segment here where we talk a little bit about some news segments that we didn't think were quite big enough to have some big in-depth conversations about. Devin, take us away, my guy.
Yeah. So first up, we got Monster Hunter Rise won't have cross-save or cross-play, says Capcom. This is your last chance. It is 2021. Crossplay and cross save is everything. At least have cross save.
So just real quick,
very least,
real quick before,
please.
because I see Garrick is scratching for it. He's scratching for it here. They put out a tweet the other day that said, "Hey, we wanted to. Unfortunately, the way that we built this game, we can't." Garrick, go.
That was definitely going to be part of it. The cross save thing, I 100% agree with. Just because, like, as an avid Monster Hunter fan, like, you're putting like 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 hours into a single title. I've done it. And like, then now we've got that PC release. I want to be able to, like, that's a lot of time in a single game. I want to be able to transfer that over. The cross play thing, I can actually, I don't feel like it's going to affect it at all. Like, Monster Hunter has such a ridiculous cult following and such a close-knit community. Even the older titles with still active servers have hundreds and hundreds of players to play up with.
Just hundreds, though.
On games that are like, you know, like several years old, that's a lot when they're sticking around.
Probably more than Avengers, even with it being on Game Pass.
100%. So like, I don't really feel like crossplay is going to hurt it. It's silly that like they didn't have the foresight to kind of build that with that in mind.
Yeah,
like, because it's like that's going to be standard practice here pretty soon. So like.
That's fair.
You really shit the bed on that one, but like, just do better.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I at the very least they should have cross save. At the very least.
Yeah, and I think they've had titles that have had cross save. So this is unacceptable.
I think it's just really just because like potentially I don't know because I'm not one of the developers, but it feels like to me that the reason for this is because it was mainly focused on being built for Switch. And that infrastructure might be restricting them from being able to do something like that. But again, I don't know.
Yeah. So with one requirement of a game being built for Switch is weird Nintendo shit. So
yes, the true SNES. Yeah. Unfortunately. But some stuff that's not weird, Devin.
Oh yeah, I'm about to get into it. Studio rumored to be remaking Metal Gear Solid 3 is working on a AAA remake. Give it to me, baby.
There we go. Yeah, that is the studio. I think it's called Virtuose, something like that.
Virtuoso?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. Are rumored to be working on this. They put out a bunch of job ads and stuff for a AAA title that is going to be a remake, and people are definitely pointing that this sign is going this way on that Metal Gear Solid stuff. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you guys. I have a save file on a PS2 memory card sitting inside.
You still have a PS2 memory card? I'm impressed.
Yes. Sitting inside my Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater that probably has about 10 or 11 playthroughs stacked on it, because you know how you get the New Game Plus and you can just keep going through the game. I got to the point in that game where I had the M16 pistol with the unlimited ammo. And literally, when I play that game, you just run around and shoot it the whole time. You don't even have to stealth anymore. It's so cheap. I have like literally destroyed that game. Like my boss, my big boss, is fucking OP in that game. I love that game. I will totally play the shit out of that. Give that to me. Put it on PC. Let me just maximize the settings. I need to stress test this thing some more after the upgrades.
I'm excited for you to get your hands on that, dude. Because I know you were telling me that like MGS3 was like one of your favorites, right?
Oh, dude, easily top 5 games ever.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. I'm excited for you to see that. Excited for you to get your hands on it.
Yeah. Another thing that is kind of weird. Timothée Chalamet shares his first look at his younger Willy Wonka from the upcoming prequel film. I did not even know there was an upcoming prequel film until I saw the IGN post.
That's because nobody asked for it, bro.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Exactly why.
The only version of Willy Wonka that exists to me on the silver screen is the one played by Gene Wilder. And if you disagree, you're wrong.
Yeah. I will say this. He looks like a very young Willy Wonka.
He does.
And
he looks
now
the part.
now that
really
this is
does.
coming, I wasn't asking for this, but I might be interested to see how this plays out.
Especially after we see Dune next week with Timothée Chalamet is the main character of. I'm definitely riding on how he does in Dune to sort of dictate whether or not I'm gonna bother watching this movie.
But
yeah,
everybody said Dune's great, and he's done great, at least internationally. They've said that.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But like, let's be real. Like, there's people in like fucking I don't know Scotland that don't know a fucking horse from their own butthole. You know what I'm saying? Can
I be fair? There's also people like you who thinks Army of the Dead is a good movie and who also likes the McChicken.
Listen, I'm a man of taste and class. All right, I'm a fucking professional. Okay, I am out here. Doing the world a goddamn favor. You know who's not? Scotland. Scotland is not. Okay, they're out here like, get out of my swamp.
Do you hear this, Scotland? Do you hear this guy? Are you gonna let him talk to you like that? Are you gonna let him talk about you? Also,
drunk in public.
I just want to say, Jagger, Ernell said Malignant was a fun and good movie.
We're gonna get into it later. Continue, Devin. Continue.
All right. No Time to Die wins the weekend domestic box office with 56 million, surpasses 300 million globally.
Extra note.
First weekend.
Extra note.
Here.
That means it beat Venom. Fuck Venom 2. Fuck Venom 2. Fuck that movie.
I liked it, but I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Like, I haven't even seen the movie and I don't even care anymore.
Fuck Venom 2. You know what I'm saying? Fuck Scotland. Fuck Venom 2.
Hey, dog. Yo, Scotland, go get this boy. He's not in his bag. Go put him back to his bag, y'all.
What are they gonna do? Get drunk about it? Oh no.
No, they're gonna Braveheart your ass, motherfucker. They're gonna come at you with half blue faces.
Oh no. They're gonna Mel Gibson me. That might actually have more. Anyways, continue. I'm not gonna go.
For your friends and your family.
The Christ walk for you. Oh wait, wrong movie. Anyways. God, that fucking piece of shit.
You Kanye. Jesus walks.
Continue. For fuck's sake, save us, Devin.
Walking Dead. Speaking of Walking Dead, season 11, part 2 premiere date officially announced.
Yes,
I'm almost caught up.
Almost caught up. Next February, the next part of season 11. You should, Devin. You said you caught up. Where'd you get to?
I'm on the 3rd episode of season 10 right now.
Fuck yes, baby. Fuck yes. Season 11 is actually turning out really, really good so far. I just watched this week's episode last night, actually. They're doing some really, really cool stuff with this. Apparently, details on this, season 11 of The Walking Dead is supposed to be 22 episodes long. It's supposed to be the longest season they've ever done.
Is it? It's the last one, right?
It's the last season. It's the final season, yes. And they're building up to some shit. They're building up to some shit, and I am here for it.
I'm ready to see a nuke go off and everybody dies, and then it's just zombies. And
Well, at first I
haven't watched an episode since season 6.
Yeah, that's how most people were like, Glenn!
Yeah.
Glenn!
I was the same
no,
way.
Dude, it was the Carl death. That shit pissed me off.
Yeah.
I was the same. They handled it so poorly too. Like it's like you're like, wait, what? What happened?
I liked it.
What happened?
I liked it.
But you know what is nice? Hellraiser cast Jamie Clayton as Pinhead.
Hell yeah. I have a good feeling. She's gonna kill it.
Yeah.
She's gonna kill it. She's tall and beautiful. And throwing some hellish makeup on her is just gonna be dope. It's just gonna be tight. And I have good feelings about a Hellraiser reboot / remake /
beautifully.
I know. Bathe me in it. Shoot that shit straight in my veins. Okay, like Scotland does with alcohol. You just
He's really coming after Scotland and their alcoholism.
Yo, fuck Scotland. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to fuck us in that sense. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to move straight into our next segment, The Helm. Okay, this is our main news segment stuff. And first off, we have some really dope news here. James Gunn confirms Adam Warlock casting for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. This comes from Brendan Kim at Screen Rant, and it reads like this. James Gunn has confirmed a recent report that Will Poulter will be joining the cast of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 as the cosmic being known as Adam Warlock. The MCU first teased Warlock's appearance during one of the many end credit sequences of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, where it is revealed that the gold-skinned, sovereign, artificially engineered a being known simply as quote-unquote Adam. This scene was the first and last reference to Warlock as the MCU was rapidly shifting gears towards capping off the Infinity Saga at the time. Now with Gunn back in the writer-director's chair to wrap up his Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, the long-awaited arrival of the fan-favorite characters just around the corner. Adam Warlock plays a significant role in Jim Starlin's The Infinity Gauntlet comic book storyline, from which 2018's Avengers Infinity War takes heavy inspiration. Due to the timing of the Adam tease during Guardian of the Galaxy 2's end credits, parentheses, i.e. a year prior to Infinity War, fans speculated that Warlock would play an analogous role in the highly anticipated Avengers sequel. However, both Infinity War and Endgame came and went without even a passing reference to him. Now Guardians will resolve this tangling story thread with Will Poulter set to star in the role. In a recent tweet, Gunn confirmed a report that Poulter had been cast as Warlock by welcoming the actor into the Guardians family. The director, who is known for actively participating in fan discourse on social media, humorously stated that this news wasn't a, quote, false rumor that he could strike down, end quote. Gunn is highly keyed into fan discourse, often chirping in himself whenever he sees misinformation disseminating his projects. In fact, the director recently stepped in himself to debunk a rumor involving his upcoming Peacemaker HBO Max series. His candidness is a breath of fresh air in an industry that so fervently value secrecy. With the threat of Thanos and the Infinity Stones now vanquished, it's likely that Poulter's version of the character will depart from his comic counterpart in drastic ways. For example, Warlock will likely be unable to possess his symbiotic relationship with the Soul Stone like he has in the comics due to Thanos destroying every Infinity Stone in Endgame. Regardless, it's exciting to finally have a face to the name. Devin, what does this do for you?
Sure.
Lit. All right, we'll go ahead and move on.
No, I mean, I know Will from mostly his comedic roles that he's done. You know, like We're the Millers. You know, no regrets.
Yes, yep. No
eyebrows.
No
let's
regrets.
go.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yep. I don't think he's gonna be bad. Honestly, from what I hear, I was looking at his track record, and he's done like a lot of like Broadway style stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So like I feel like he's gonna do a good job, personally. I really do. So plus Marvel has a reason for all of their casting, and they have not let us down, honestly.
Nope.
They really have not. They pick people specifically for specific roles, and it's always good. It's like how many times have you come across a meme that's like the perfect casting, and every single time it's a Marvel character, you know?
I mean, honestly, I don't think there's a single character I can think of off the top of my head that I've even been like about, you know, like their casting. You know what I mean? Like every single one, I've been like, I'm fucking in for it, you know?
Yeah, I was kind of like that at first with Daredevil, just a little bit. But Charlie Cox is so fucking good at it. You know what I mean? He's so good. And then like
every time we've gotten a cast like announcement like that, it's always been like even if I was skeptical initially, like I'm just like, yep, I'm on board now. Like, you guys proved me right. Way to go.
Yep. It's like a lot of people are kind of like that about John Bernthal, right? And they were asking, would you ever consider playing a different MCU character?
That, dude.
And then he straight up goes, Frank Castle is in my blood. So like that's all he had to say.
Dude, I mean, like seeing him when he got casted for Frank Castle, like just remembering what his character was like, Shane in The Walking Dead, I was like, it's literally him. Like I honestly cannot think of a single person that could have played Frank Castle better. Like
him just in a psychotic, murderous rage.
God, dude, it gives me fucking goosebumps anytime that I fucking think about him in that show as that character, just like screaming at the top of his lungs going into battle. I'm just like, oh God, this is so hard. Garrick, what about you, dude? Like, what is this doing for you?
You know, I haven't seen him in much lately, at least in terms of movies. So I actually, if I recall right, I believe Will Poulter is in the Maze Runner series, correct?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
Cool.
Yeah.
And that was that. I know he was in that, and I want to say he might have also been in the Chronicles of Narnia film, unless I'm misremembering.
That I don't remember. That was a long time ago.
You know what? I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up.
You look up
really
Narnia. I'm gonna double check Maze Runner because I think he might have only been in the first film.
The first one, but like I know he has experience doing some of the more like advantageous, like fantastical adventure, like sort of films.
Yes,
I believe
he was in Narnia.
Okay, I'm not misremembering. I'm just making sure. So I've seen him in those kinds of roles.
He's in 2 Maze Runner.
I like.
Sorry, go ahead.
Cool. Glad I didn't misremember that.
You
shit.
did good.
I liked him in both of those movies, and they're both like very like in the fantasy adventure sort of realm. So I think he'll fit this role really well, and he looks a lot like the character.
Yeah,
surprisingly so. Yeah,
he was also one of the main characters in Black Mirror Bandersnatch.
Yes.
So and he is also in the video game the Dark Pictures anthology Little Hope. He's also in Little Hope as well.
He is.
Yep.
Yeah, I think really like most for hesitancy with it, I think is just because of the role we know him for in We're the Millers, and because that's such a like prominent like movie for like people that know like the no regrets line and like have seen that fucking dumb movie. Like it's so funny, but
he was also in Midsummer.
Yeah, it was like a minimal role though.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Most of his history. I mean, he was in The Revenant as well.
That movie's so good. I need to watch that movie again.
Good.
Oh, like so good.
He has a history of doing more drama based roles than the comedy is what people kind of knew him to break out for. You know what I mean?
Well, and now he's a whole ass grown ass man, so it's only going to get better from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's no longer just eyebrows anymore.
Fucking Logan in the chat, give us a subscription. We love you, Logan.
My motherfucking boy.
Sorry, Garrick. What were you saying?
I said he like in the side by side that they did with the casting and like the comic book character that a lot of they used for the articles.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's looking fit. I was like, that jawline looks fucking dead ass Adam Warlock.
And like the facial frame. Yeah,
dude. Yeah. Once he gets that Disney fitness coach, he's gonna be stoked.
Yeah, he's gonna be hit with that Disney magic. You know what I'm saying?
Disney magic. I mean, there's some other magic we got going on. Devin, take our next story for me, my friend.
So, a little birdie has it. You probably shouldn't peel off the protective screen on your new Switch OLED model, and this comes from Adam Bankhurst over at IGN. As many around the world have begun enjoying their brand new Nintendo Switch OLED models, some have noticed it comes with a protective screen already on it. According to Nintendo, it should not be removed as it will protect the users from any harm should the glass screen break. Yikes. This anti-scattering adhesive film is a new addition by Nintendo, as the original Switch and Switch Lite have no need for it as their screens were made of plastic, whereas the OLED model was made of glass. If the screen were to break, shards of the sharp glass could cause harm, and protective screen will help prevent any damage to the user being done. It also will help prevent any scratches on the screen as well. We've reached out to Nintendo for comment, and it confirmed that the protective screen should stay on, alongside mentioning that users can also add another screen protector on top of it if they so choose. Quote, as indicated on page 2 of the Nintendo Switch OLED Health and Safety Information and Usage Guidelines document, including in the box with the system, please do not peel off the anti-scattering adhesive film from the OLED screen of the console. End quote. A spokesperson from Nintendo of America said to IGN, quote, Nintendo sells an official OLED model screen protector that fits the new screen, so yes, you can use one, end quote. The Nintendo Switch OLED model was released on Friday, October 8th, alongside Metroid Dread, and while it may not be a must buy for everyone. The new screen is a great improvement and is worth a look for any who love using the Switch as a handheld.
God damn. They said, look, don't take it off. Just put on more. Just put on more. That'll be.
See, here's my.
I wanted to say one thing. How many fucking phones have they come out with OLED screens that don't require this?
Oh, I mean, granted, how many kids have OLED screen phones? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do. Probably. Ones that have a lot more money than me, but yes.
Garrick, what you got? What you got?
Bro, I just want to know, what in the fuck are you using your Switch for that it's going to go off like a claymore in your face with shards of grass?
Yeah.
Like, in what scenario does that seem realistic to anybody? Like, unless I can't even imagine one. Like, I try to just like, I don't know, maybe if it drops straight to the ground, but then it's like, it's going to be on the ground. It's not going to go like, Paka! And then just glass. Like, it's not this.
Is this them trying to say that Warzone's coming out on the Switch and I don't want people to rage with it in their hands or something?
Like, short of snapping the fucking thing in half, like.
Xander in the chat says you don't beat the kid next door with a Switch.
Xander, what you do in your free time is none of my business.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I guess I get it. Sure. You know what I mean? But like, I just thought it was so funny that they're like, hey, we have a licensed Nintendo OLED Switch screen protector that you can buy to put on top of the already
screen protector
implemented screen protector that will keep you from cutting your hands like that one part of Saw, and it just it's like what are they? I don't understand like where this weird priority came from. Like this just Nintendo doing Nintendo shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, Xavier says, oh, the Nintendo Switch. My bad. What's anyways? Okay.
Anyways, go get a Switch off the tree.
Garrick, please take our third and last main segment for me.
Happily. Pokemon Legends. Arceus is not fully open world, the Pokemon Company confirms. This is coming from Cameron Koch at GameSpot. Ever since the reveal of Pokemon Legends Arceus, fans have noted the similarities between it and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, with many assuming the upcoming Pokemon title would borrow the latter game's open world exploration. This is not the case. The Pokemon Company now definitively confirming how exploration in the world of Pokemon Legends Arceus will work. In a statement to Kotaku, the Pokemon Company states that players set out from a central hub village before accepting missions and venturing forth into different open areas in the
I think it's Hisui.
Hisui? Yeah, the Hisui region. Pokemon stuff. They'll return to the village when their task is complete. Here is the full statement. In Pokemon Legends Arceus, Jubilife?
I think it's Jubilife.
Jubilife?
Yeah.
Jubilife Village.
They also sell Herbalife there.
Jubilife Village, home of Herbalife, will serve as the base for surveying missions. After receiving an assignment or request and preparing for the next excursion, players will set out from the village to study one of the various open areas of the Hisui region. After they finish the survey work, players will need to return once more to prepare for their next task. We look forward to sharing more information about exploring the Hisui region soon. The Pokemon that makes Pokemon Legends Arceus sound less like a Pokemon version of Breath of the Wild and closer to Capcom's Monster Hunter series, which has players departing from a central hub to venture out to Pacific regions and the world for hunts. Players will be able to set up a base camp once within a specific region, and it doesn't seem as if they'll be able to walk to another region of the map on foot without first specifically departing from the region to that region from Jubilife Village. Almost everything we currently know about Pokemon Legends Arceus came from the special Pokemon Direct back in August. The game takes place in the distant past of the Pokemon universe, which concepts where concepts like Pokemon trainers and gyms don't exist. There will be, of course, new Pokemon to discover, including numerous region-specific variations of existing Pokemon. Pokemon Legends Arceus is currently slated to release on January 28th, 2022 for the Nintendo Switch.
Hell
Sure.
yeah, brother.
Yeah, sure. I mean, like, either way, I saw a fanbyte article that quite literally said Pokemon Legends Arceus apparently isn't going to be open world, but does that really matter? And to that,
doesn't.
I say it doesn't. It does not fucking matter.
We've never had an open world Pokemon title, and I wasn't expecting this to be it. Like,
yeah.
If it follows a similar, like, you know, more like less murder friendly format to like the Monster Hunter series, I could be okay with that. Dude, the whole point of that game is to murder to murder monsters for the sake of the ecosystem. That is Monster Hunter in a nutshell.
Yeah.
So you're a park ranger.
Yeah, and a really, really intense park ranger. But like, if they're willing to. Like
that is not the take I got from that. So you're a park ranger. I thought those guys just fuck deers or something. You know what I mean? Like,
apparently only in New Zealand. Since now you're getting this.
No, it's in Scotland. It's Scotland. Yeah, it's Scotland. They do that. The Scotland park rangers, man, they're out there. They're out there just hunting with
their blue faces,
with Mel Gibson at their side, and he's like, "Listen, I don't like Jewish people," and he's like, "Would you shut up, Mel Gibson? Get the fuck out of here!" And I'm just like, "Oh God, Mel Gibson, get the fuck out of here, dude!" Like, why is he still around? Anyways, fucking Mel Gibson,
eyes, man, those fucking eyes.
I'm saying, dude, he's up to something. He's up to something.
How did we get to this from Pokemon Legends Arceus?
Well, so one thing I'm going to say, I am stoked about this game, and I am actually stoked it's not completely open world because I want a good focused story, personally, for this kind of game.
I mean, ¿Por qué no las dos? You know what I mean? ¿Por qué no las dos?
Okay, I love Breath of the Wild as much as the next Zelda fan, but let's be honest, there is like a huge chunk of that game that feels fucking empty.
Oh yeah, I think most people would agree with you.
Can I be honest? Every Zelda game feels like that.
And the way that Breath of the Wild was, though, I don't know. I mean, like, you're right. Yeah. Like, most Zelda games do have a lot of aspects that are empty, but Breath of the Wild was a very specific kind of empty. Mm-hmm. It was a very kind of specific empty. There was a lot of open space in that, in both environmentally and just story wise. There's a lot of open space in that fucking game.
Yeah.
I mean, what I was saying though is why not both? You know what I mean? Like, why not? Why can't we have a dope, like, open world sandbox version of Pokemon that we want, but also have a very good direct story?
Well,
you know what I mean?
I have a theory on this.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you guys are avid Pokemon fans, like, and have played like all of the main entries and stuff.
Not all,
but
no.
Recently, Pokemon has been doing this thing. Well, if you got to play Sword and Shield, there was this big, large open space just called the Wild Region.
Okay.
Nintendo, specifically the Pokemon Company, does this really quirky thing where they like backdoor beta test shit in previous titles.
Mm-hmm. They do.
And so, like, the Wild Region, you can tell we're just like, all right, let's see how people react to this. If they like it, we'll do this. And now we have Legends of Pokemon, like Legends Arceus. If they like the more open concept, we could see in the next title an even more open or a truly open concept, because they definitely test the waters with each previous title to see how they want to progress.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what do you think they're going to test out in this that they're going to do in the future? What do you think?
I think the biggest thing from this is that they're using some aspects from the Wild Region from the Sword and Shield, and they're also using some of a more familiar catch mechanic to what the Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee had, where it's not necessarily going to be battle-centric to catch. You're just going to be creeping up and like tracking them like the Pokemon and then hucking Pokeballs at it and stuff. And I feel like if they nail that mechanic is going to be the new home catching mechanic in Pokemon titles going further.
I actually kind of enjoyed that, to tell you the truth, in Let's Go Pikachu.
I loved it. I thought it was super immersive and really, really entertaining. I even have like the Pokemon Pokeballs, like with like the little. I loved them, dude. And
how you could like curve through it, like you're playing like Pokemon Go, you know?
Yeah, and, like, dude. It was what the fuck are you chuckling about, chuckle fuck?
I'm like, I like the Scottish Park Ranger. in my head, and like imagining him in Pokemon.
Oh my god.
Like Mel Gibson's his Pokemon partner.
I'm sorry I asked everybody.
If you want to keep so like listen here, chat. We look at everybody. We look at everybody who comes in to our show because we got to see who's in our bag, right? We got to see who's supporting. There is somebody watching us right now, and their name is just Feet, and they have the most creepiest profile picture ever.
Feet. Dude, that's such an aggressive name.
It's just
what's your username?
Like, nothing else.
It's just Feet.
He figured out a way to break the algorithm where he can both simultaneously like be weird and creepy, but also like be anonymous about it. You know what I mean? Like kind of like Mel Gibson because he's fucking weird and creepy and anonymous.
If you are here, make yourself known, please.
I love being a park ranger. Anyways, so we have that's all of our news stories. So we're gonna move on to Hands on Deck. This is our hands-on segment where we talk a little bit about a game and or movie and or show that we have been playing, and we try to pitch them to you guys at home. We try to pitch them to each other. Garrick, bang, 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 bang. Let's start with you. We got 1.5. What's your half? Cool. What do you want to go with first here? What are you telling us?
All right, I will start with my half. I'm doing 2 games this week because I've just been.
That's perfect because I got 2 movies this week. So
that's perfect because I got TV and a movie.
Hell yeah! Cool.
Hell yeah!
So
we're
my
doing
first, I'll do my half first. I'll just say this right now, Devin, you're not gonna give a fucking shit about this game. So if you just want to tune out, you're more than welcome to. Ernell's gonna fucking love this.
Let's go. I'm here for it.
So, I picked up this indie game just the other day on sale for Switch, like $11, and it's called Cozy Grove.
Oh, I played this. Yeah.
You have?
Yeah. So I
loved it.
This was a day one get for me, and I played it for about a week and couldn't do it anymore. Not because it's a bad game. It is a very good game. It's a very fun game. It's very come back and play me for 30 minutes and then I'll see you tomorrow. Paced. Yes, very much so. But I hated how easily you can get disorganized on the entire island. I just had so much clutter because I couldn't hold on to everything. I just had trash littered all over the fucking island, and I was like, I can't do this. It's making me have like an internal panic attack. But anyways, though, tell the people at home about Cozy Grove.
So Cozy Grove is a very cute little hand-drawn sort of Animal Crossing clone. And it sets itself apart by having your player character being there something called a spirit scout, and you go to this Cozy Grove, which is this little haunted island, and the whole point of the game is you guys are just camping out on the island to earn your final merit badge and free these spirits. And like the concept was really like interesting to me, and I loved it. And fuck you, Xander. We don't need that kind of negativity here. Animal Crossing is great.
No,
Xander, I'm with you.
I think Devin's laughing at me saying that he weighs a dick and a half. Or both. He might be laughing at both. Anyways, Garrick, sorry, continue.
But it's so like in all the spirits so far, all the spirits I've noticed are like various bears. Yes. I don't know if there's anything not bear related.
They're all bears.
They're all bears.
All bears.
But it's like honestly, I was pretty much drawn in initially by the hand drawn aesthetic and like the concept of like just the whole spirit scout interacting with the spirits, putting them to rest. I like the progression system they have in place where like you can see exactly how far along you are with each spirit as like you're doing tasks for them to help them like remember who they are and like and remember and put them to rest. And I also really like that you have the freedom to do whatever you want, but I wish they didn't pace it in such a way where like they were just spoon feeding you like 30 to 60 minutes of like quest stuff every day.
Because most of it's like fetch quests, right?
And
it's like a chain of fetch quests, like at all times.
And I wouldn't necessarily mind that, except for like they tell you up front, like in the game description, they're like, we literally give you 30 to 60 minutes of quests a day, and you're like, okay, cool. And then underneath that, it's like the campaign is 40 hours. And I'm just like, that means I have to come back and play this for at least an hour every day. And that's not counting all the time I have to spend to get all the shit done.
Well, now, the thing is, too, with Cozy Grove is that technically there's only a limited amount of stuff you can do every day before you need to let it refresh for the daily refresh. Yep. And so you're technically only playing about an hour every day. And that, like, coming back and just having wholesomeness for an hour for, like, the rest of your fucking life actually like wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad at all. It was very peaceful.
I really do enjoy that aspect, especially because I've been playing it at work. So it's just like I'll just like, you know, be doing my job and fiddle fucking around, and they'll be like, oh, it's time to check Cozy Grove. Like I could do my little things for the day, and like I get to play, you know, like the games and stuff, like and do the quests, and I'm just like, yep, cool. I got my little Cozy Grove fix, and then I can move on to something else. It doesn't force you to stay, but it welcomes you if you choose to stay and do crafting and fishing and buying clothes. Like it's really nice because you're just like, you can just stay for the 60 minutes if you want to and just do the quest stuff, and you'll still get where you want to go. Or you can like enjoy the atmosphere and the music and the cute little characters for as long as you want, and there's still like a sense of like, I'm getting stuff done in this game. It's really nice, and it's kind of refreshing. I like Zen games like that.
Absolutely. Zen games like that are fucking wonderful. What else you got, Garrick?
All right. So my other one I have been playing is I finally got my hands on Kena Bridge of Spirits.
Let's go. What's your thoughts? I need to hear this.
It is literally Disney Pixar's A Spirit Guide story.
Oh,
that's like okay. That's how I would describe it to anybody who would just wants to know the bare minimum about this game.
Okay,
it's got a very Pixar-esque art style. And the story is basically I'm about a third of the way into it. I just like released my first major spirit, but you play as Kena, a spirit guide, and you are trying to reach the sacred mountain shrine on the top of this mountain inside this deep inside this forest.
Deep inside.
There's a village inside the forest that acts as like your hub world. So it's not an open world game. Like it's got like, you'll have tasks and you'll run little loops, and you know it'll loop you back to the hub world. And it's really interesting because the way you level up your character is by restoring the land and like taking care of these little forest spirits called the Rot. And they're like these cute little guys, and they follow you around and they help you with combat. And I need to stop real quick before I get into the gameplay mechanics more. Like the aesthetic of this game and the overall, like, it is an amalgamation of dozens of Asian cultures in like a druidic sense. Like it is very like tied to like the land, like the earth has a pulse and everything means something. And so like it's a very spiritual centered game, and that's what the story's based off of. And so like the stories, it's like, it's not dull, and I wouldn't say boring. It's mellow. Like it's got a very mellow, like it's like the story's not the purpose of the game. Is the story's not the purpose. It's got a great story, and it kind of unravels as you go. Like I'm about a third of the way through, and I'm not even actually sure just yet why I'm headed to the mountain shrine. I just know I need to get there. But like you're learning what happened to this village and all these spirits in this village as you're trying to make your way to the shrine and like disperse the corruption that's basically built up in this land from this spirit that like has popped up a couple of times that refuses to be put to rest. And the combat is really it's fresh and simple, and it gets you from point A to point B, but the music and the atmosphere are probably my favorite parts of the game. The music is full goosebumps. Like, and it's almost not really music, it's just kind of like it's just like music and sounds. Like it's an atmospheric sound. And I'm really here for that. But I love the gameplay mechanics in the level up system because, like as I was saying before, you level your character up by getting experience points by like healing the land, like fixing a statue that's falling over and having your little rot guys polish it up and feeding the rot and like just like all that sort of stuff. And the story is like very area to area driven, but it doesn't push you through the campaign, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like, even though it's not an open world, you're free to explore the hubs that you do get at like a time at a two. And like you just kind of do the thing. And as you progress, you unlock new things and you learn memories from the villagers and you collect rot and you level up. And then you've eventually got like this just gaggle of like 25, 30 rot just following you around everywhere.
Yeah.
And
you have 25 to 30 of the rock following you. Just all Dwayne Johnson, a line of Dwayne Johnsons behind you.
And I love that like all the collectibles in this game are basically cosmetic hats for the rot.
Oh, that's tight.
Fucking
I love that.
adorable.
That's so dope. That's so dope.
It's like literally just little hats for your rot, and you can just like wear them around. I'm thoroughly enjoying the experience.
The rock in a rice hat, the rock in like a Ronin hat, the rock in a baseball hat, a baseball helmet too. The rock wearing a like Moscow like Russian poofy fur hat. You know what I mean? Привет, comrade.
His dicks.
I fuck like bull. Anyways.
No. The name is Nikolai Petrovsky. I got the weak name. Strong back like bull.
That's Dwayne Johnson right there with that hat. Anyways, continue. Sorry.
But I guess I've been kind of in like a Zen gaming thing. If you up the difficulty of the game, you can definitely get a challenge out of the combat and the boss fights. But I encourage everybody like this. So this is available on PC and PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, I believe, also.
I think it's only PS5 and PC. I don't think it's on PS4.
It could be. Can
I get a fact check?
I know it's available. Yeah, but I know PS5 and PC on the Epic Game Store for sure. If you like Legend of Zelda-esque, Metroidvania-esque games, even a little bit, and you enjoy Asian culture and the atmospheric stuff that it kind of presents, this game is a must-have.
What you got, Devin?
PS4, PS5, PC.
Sick. Okay, cool. Perfect. I stand corrected.
Like, it is... Kena is a game best enjoyed when you feel like playing it. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but like don't force yourself to just finish the game. Like let the mood strike you and then go play it, and you're going to enjoy it way more because it's got a lot to offer if you're willing to just play it at your own pace. Like it is not a chug to the end of the game real quick sort of title.
Okay. All right. Devin, awesome. Your turn, my guy. What you got for us this week?
First, I just want to start off with Xander. I love you. Second off, for my short thing, but I'm really excited about it.
Your short thing, yeah. You got that Mel Gibby going on. You got that little Mel Gibby going on.
Dog. Midnight Mass. Oh.
Okay, don't tell me too much because this is a show that I've been meaning to watch with my partner because this is
Same.
Or a movie. Is it a movie or a show? It's a show,
it's a
right?
Show.
Okay,
it's a
so
show.
This is a show from Flanagan, the creator of Haunting of Hill House and Bly Manor, and me and Aaron are huge fans of those shows. So don't spoil anything, but hit us with it. What you got?
So I'm only on episode 3, so don't worry about me spoiling anything for you. Okay. Because I am also watching this with my partner. I'm gonna watch more of it tonight.
Okay.
Holy fuck!
Yeah,
it's good. It's very good.
Okay.
They got a lot of reoccurring faces that you'll recognize from Haunting of Hill House and Bly Manor.
Yes.
It's kind of like the same premise of American Horror Story now, where they use a lot of the same actors and actresses. And use them in different roles for every new season.
Yes.
It's kind of like an anthology feel. It is good. It is weird. And by the end of the first episode, you're already thinking. By the beginning of the second episode, you're like, oh.
So what's the base premise of the show? Hit me with that, really.
So it opens up with the main character that's played by Zach Gilford. His name in the show is Riley Flynn, and this is the very beginning. This is the opening as a cold open. He just got into a drinking and driving accident where he accidentally killed somebody.
Okay.
And the premise of the show is him going to prison for 4 to 10 years.
Oh, okay.
And then him coming back to his family, who pretty much live like on something similar to like islands off the coast of I want to say it was Washington, because his family's from a fisherman town. So he's going back to this very small town that's very religious and faithful. Not like zealot, creepy, like cultish religious, but like just religious, like old-timey religious. Like if they were out of like the 60s, you know what I mean?
So zealot, cultish, creepy.
It's
crazy.
So far it's on that line. There's like 4 characters out of like the 30 that they've introduced that are kind of like that. Okay. And then there's a lot of characters that are like, shut the fuck up, Karen. You know what I mean?
Okay, sure.
But essentially, there's some weird things going on around the island. And he's kind of noticing what's going on. At the same time, he's like feeling like he's going crazy because of his experiences that he had.
Okay.
You know, before prison and at prison, while he's also trying to adapt to normal life and also the life of being in a fisher family. You know what I mean? All at the same time. And it's also him coming to terms with his own religious faith and him telling people what he believes.
Okay.
With a lot of crazy shit going on in the background that I can't say, obviously, because you guys haven't watched it yet. But all I gotta say, watch it so far. I love it. Hard, like 8 out of 10 so far. It is slightly campy, like a little bit, but not in a bad way. It's more up building up that anticipation, just like what they did with Hill House and stuff like that. Sure. You know, so if you love those shows, you'll love that. So again, I'm only on episode 3. I'm excited to go from here. There is kind of a cliche trope that is something that like a theme that we're all very familiar with, but the way they're doing it is really cool, I think.
Okay.
So
dope.
Moving on to that. I watched a movie a few days ago.
Yeah.
And I think it sucked.
Okay.
The movie I'm referring to, y'all, is Malignant.
Okay.
That's a horror. That's a new horror film, right?
Yeah,
it's a horror film.
So here's the deal. I was also going to talk about Malignant.
All right, let's wrap this one up. Let's put this one. Let's kill this thing and put some dirt over it real quick.
Okay.
Wash this beef.
All right. So Malignant was actually going to be my long one. Devin here fucking hates Malignant. Okay, and me and Devin, we got beef now because I actually really, really, really enjoyed this fucking movie. I really, really, really enjoyed this fucking movie. Now here's the deal. This movie was ass. It was complete, utter
surprise
fucking bullshit. The reason I enjoyed it the most though is because it was purposefully bullshit. James Wan came in to this movie and said, I just want to make a really expensive B horror movie. And they said, lit, you're James Wan. You can do that if you fucking want to. Here's the money. He went in and he gave us the most campy, ridiculous, over the top, bonkers bullshit of a fucking hour and 40-minute movie with one of the coolest fucking like creature killer design things ever. It was a really dope fucking design. They just make it look really fucking dorky. They make it look super fucking dorky. It was just so purposefully fucking corny. So purposefully corny.
Was it purposely though?
Because it was because James Wan spent a good month and a half prior to this movie coming out saying that he was intending it to be corny as shit. Like everything that was corny and dumb about this movie was 100% on purpose, and I'm here for it. Like he said, I want to make a high budget Thanksgiving. Dope. Do it. I want to make a high budget fucking Zombiever. Sick. Cool. Like, let's go for it, dude. Like, you can do that. Instead, he gave us, I want to make a high budget, weird, creepy slasher film that is gonna make very little sense, but make all the sense at the exact same time. And I was fucking here for it. Everything, there was some, okay, Garrick, what you got?
One quick question.
Okay.
Did you guys see this in theater, or is it available on a streaming service? Because I want to see
Max.
it and then weigh in.
HBO Max.
Okay.
Max. Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it and then I'll pick a side next week.
Yes, lit. I'm here for it.
All right. Like, to add on, this was marketed as a horror movie. This was marketed as a creepy horror movie.
Okay.
Right. And it kind of felt like it for a little bit, right? Like the first like 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. The music cues were fucking awful, dude.
The soundtrack in this is so bad.
Every single time the music came on, I cringed and laughed. Like, every single time. It was so bad. And, like, not only that, who the fuck parks a car on the edge of a cliff like that? Like, who does that?
You're right. You're 100% right. You're 100% right.
Like, who's like, oh, I'm gonna park my car right here. Like, and then I'm gonna get out and walk on the edge of this cliff. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. This was not a horror movie. This was like, oh, I just watched The Matrix. How can I make this seem a little bit weird?
Okay, I don't want to dive too far on that end because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. It just, Xander, if you want to do that poll again, but set it for 10 minutes, that would be preferred, so we can get people to have a chance. Xander's gonna put in a poll in the chat that's gonna ask all of you whether or not you liked Malignant. I want to see good results on this. I want to see good results.
Bad.
That's the thing, though, Devin. That's the thing, and this is the exact same thing I was trying to tell you. The Army of the Fucking Dead. Okay, if it's
so
purposefully
bad.
trash, if it's purposefully trash, is it actually trash?
Yes.
No, because they won. They won. That's the
Just
point.
like the McRib.
Listen. I understand that if I shit in my hand and throw it at somebody, I still have shit in my hand. But did I hit you with my shit? Yes, I won. I won. Okay,
so
like, that's my point.
So, I just want to say on the IMDb rating is a 6 out of 10 for Malignant 2.
Yeah, I'm not fucking saying it's a fucking magnificent film.
It should be a 4. It should be a 4.
Tomatoes? What's the Rotten Tomatoes on it?
Let me look that up. Just give me a second.
By no means am I saying that this movie is fucking extravagant, because it's not. I understand that there's some goddamn issues with this fucking movie.
There's a lot of issues, and I can't like say a whole lot more without spoiling things.
Yes,
but the audience score is 52%. Garrick,
what's the critic score? What's the critical score?
76.
34. What?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I get it.
I do. I get it.
All right,
James
I'll
Wan.
I'll peep it.
James Wan is a notoriously good fucking director that had the opportunity. He said you can do whatever the fuck you want, and he did whatever the fuck he wanted. He made a movie
and the
that
music,
was old to shitty, campy B horror movies. Okay, that's what he did.
Let me say what I want to say about this. The music, bad. Acting, fucking atrocious. Writing, just like the whole concept of the movie could have been so cool, but with the fucking twist, they fucked it up. Okay, it was just dumb. All right.
Listen, if you didn't see that twist coming from a fucking mile away, that's your own damn fault. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's just stupid. Okay, this gets marketed as a type of movie, and it turns into like some fucking weird trench coat wearing motherfucking like
don't say too much.
Like,
don't say too much.
Suicide
don't
bomber
say too
movie.
Much.
It's so dumb.
Don't fucking say it.
So
here's the deal.
Dumb.
Here's my refute. Okay, acting shitty on purpose. Writing shitty on purpose. Music, it was Doom. The music, they basically said, "Hey, can we put some Doom music in this?"
No, it wasn't. It didn't even have cool guitar.
It was bad.
It didn't even have cool guitar.
Listen, I'm agreeing with you on the music, okay? The music was really bad. I will admit that. The villain design was fucking cool. It was real fucking cool. Leading up to the story of the twist, really fucking cool. The way they set everything up there was really, really dope. The girl, the main character girl, every time that she was so fucking corny, I couldn't bear it. I couldn't help but just like internally giggle a little bit. And then near the last 30 minutes of movie, I was like, let's fucking go. Let's take off. Let's fucking do this. And they did. They gave me what I fucking wanted, okay?
There was no gent. There was no gent.
Right, there is no gent. There was no gent.
There's no gent.
Devin, did you have any final thoughts on Malignant before I go into my half thing?
Garrick, you're gonna hate this movie.
You're gonna love it.
Looking forward to it.
You're gonna love it, Garrick. I'm excited for you to watch it. So my half thing, I actually watched another movie this week called Mama. Or no, sorry, not Mama. Room. So Room is a A24 movie that is based on a book that I read a few years ago, and it is one of the most heart-wrenching fucking stories ever. It is about a teenage girl who gets kidnapped by someone and gets locked away in a shed outside of his house, and he impregnates her. And she now spends 7 years raising, yes, Xander, this is the Brie Larson movie. She spends the following 7 years raising this little boy by herself in a shed where this man comes in and sexually assaults her every night while her son is sleeping. And this story specifically, yeah, like I said, it's fucking heartbreaking. This story specifically, in near the beginning parts of the story, they find a way to escape. And majority of this movie is about the after effects of the very obviously built up PTSD that she has from being traumatized about the past 7 years of having to go through this, and how that affects her son. And the book, it's very interesting because they did a very, very good, faithful adaptation with this movie. Like, honestly, it's one of the best movie adaptations I've seen of a book, period, ever. Period. They did really, really good on this. The only thing at all that I would even just brazenly, just like tiniest bit complain about, and even then I can't even really complain about, the book is completely in the perspective being narrated by the son. And so he is a 7-year-old explaining everything from his perspective, and you're kind of recollecting what he's saying by sort of playing with the thought of how would I imagine that being if I was a 7-year-old. And you sort of put those pieces together yourself, because obviously he doesn't flat out say this man is sexually assaulting my mom. He says this man's coming into the room and I can hear them at night and mom cries. Things like that like you put the pieces together and you're like, fuck, dude. And it just, honestly, it is a very heart crushing story, but everything that happens in the movie that they touch on, the major plot beats of the book, phenomenal. They do a very, very good job. Like, this is probably, honestly, one of Brie Larson's best movies. The little boy, actually, I need to see what his name is again.
Is this the theaters only film?
No, this is actually a couple years old. This came out in 2015. Really? Yeah. But I had never watched it after I read the book. Jacob Tremblay, he's the one who plays the son. I didn't get a chance to watch the movie after I had read the book. Just never got around to it. And finally, the other night, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's give it a shot. Gucci Fupa in the chat. I haven't seen you in a minute, dude. I hope you've been good. Highly recommend if you want an excuse to feel like you want to cry. This movie's it.
Fuck. This movie's it. That hurts my heart already. Just hearing that.
It's gonna fucking destroy you. It will crush you.
Before we move in to our next segment, I just want to point out to everybody, if you're looking for a game to play and you don't know what to play, Destiny 2 just got put on Game Pass for PC.
And with Festival of the Lost just started too.
Yeah, so go check that out. Definitely, there's a lot of really good stuff. They also Back for Blood just came out too, and that's on Game Pass. So
yes, definitely go play that. But you're gonna play that after we are done with the show, because nextly we are getting into the gallows. This is our headlining segment here, and tonight our main segment. We're talking some really, really fun stuff here. We are talking the top 3 best horror games, movies, and shows that we believe is here. Halo says, doesn't sound like a book I would pick up based on that premise. I've seen the movie, but I don't think I'd read anything like that. If you're not into fucking heart-wrenching stories, Halo, I'll tell you, don't read it. Fupa, New World Thoughts. We'll get into that on another day because we don't want to take too much time on it. What I will say is I haven't played it, and I've heard it's tight. But tonight, yes, for our headline segment, we're talking what each of us think is the best horror game, horror movie, and horror show. The way we're going to do this is we're picking one for each category, We're going to say what we think it is. We're going to briefly explain what we think it is, and then we will move on. Garrick, my dude, what do you think is the best horror show of all time? Hold on. Before you get there, I do want to make sure I specify. We are not explaining to you guys what we think is our favorite horror game, movie, or show. We're saying what we think is categorically the best. All around. Garrick, go.
Yes. So starting with the show, I was thinking about this, and I honestly kept coming back to just one title over and over again, and I feel like it's American Horror Story.
Okay. Okay. Why is that?
My pick.
And because
okay.
of its anthology nature and its built-in reoccurring phenomenal cast, it has something for everybody, and there are niche things and overtones and plots that blend between some of the seasons, and you can get that extra story if you want to watch all of them. But if you don't, you can watch a single season, get the isolated story, which is almost always top fucking notch, and it still hits all the notes. It does a great job of being a horror TV show in the sense that it really does a good job, like kind of borderlining, like, all right, what's going to be allowed on TV? Like, what can we push the boundaries of to get an acceptable yet thrilling still horror TV show? And American Horror Story, I just think the cast is so good. The individual isolated seasons are so good, and the overarching story that weaves in between the seasons that kind of goes unseen for a long time is also amazing.
Okay. Now, Devin, you said this is your pick too. What reasons did you have to pick this?
Honestly, Garrick just took all the words out of my mouth, and I didn't have a backout. I really didn't have a backup for this.
That's fine.
Because specifically for me, it is season 1 of American Horror Story, because it defined American horror. I felt like, especially that it pulled from a lot of horrific things that happened in real life based around the Los Angeles area too, and it kind of had all these subsequent mini stories within the main story. So it really set the tone for the anthology base of what they wanted to do with American Horror Story by having all these different interconnected stories crossing paths between that one house. So, dude, season 2, The Asylum. Talk about creepy moments.
That was so good. It was such good writing in that show.
So good. I don't know of anything that tops it. I mean, if we're going on popularity scale in horror TV, the only thing that really came close to that was The Walking Dead, and that turned into a drama. Because I thought about that for a second, but when it comes to horror, grotesque happenings, jump scares, creepy things all around, American Horror Story. But that may change because they are premiering the Chucky TV series tonight at 10 o'clock, and I do plan on watching that.
Do you know what that's on? Do you know what that's on off the top of your
head? It's on USA and Sci-Fi. It's on both.
That's right.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's on Hulu. So
more than likely, I think Sci-Fi has a partnership with them. But Gucci Fupa says my wife keeps trying to get me to watch it. Yeah, definitely, Gucci. It is worth watching. At least if you're not sold by the first 3 seasons, you're probably not going to be into it. If you're not sold by the second season, honestly, you're probably not going to be into it. But it is very good writing, very good acting. These actors fucking kill it season by season, period. Phenomenal stuff. So my pick that I did for what I think was the best horror show ever was X-Files.
That's good. I feel like I understand the pick. But I never got creeped out by X-Files personally.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think X-Files was just a very solid horror show because it found ways to be scary without trying to be scary, and just did it by writing just very good anthology episodes. Because that's kind of what it was anthology episodes, and they did anthology before anthology really was a thing after Twilight Zone did it. And X-Files just nailed it. They fucking nailed it every damn time. And even like
I feel like
being a culture phenomenon the way that it was, we all knew exactly what I was talking about the second I mentioned X-Files, you know? Garrick, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say X-Files was very pioneering, like in terms of like what it was on TV and what it meant for what we could like have on TV, and like in terms of like what's gonna be. Dude, I remember 10-year-old me got fucking like instantly scared when I heard that theme song come on. It's just like,
yeah, no, dude, exactly.
I am watching that shit.
And honestly, that's kind of the only reason. That's kind of the only reason I even really like put it in as a horror category here, because like honestly, like let's be real, this show terrified the fuck out of us when we were children. Get fucked, Devin. It scared the shit out of me, dude.
Man. It scared the shit out of me. But I still watched it.
So
Devin's not afraid of aliens.
I was desensitized at a very young age when I watched Bride of Chucky when I was like 5 years old with my dad. Okay,
sure. Now
that's where I started. That and Lost Boys, man.
Here's the deal, though, right? So, like, I got exposed to horror right around the same age. This was one of the first horror things I ever really got exposed to, and so it was like this coming into it. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, in my brain, I was like,
"Was the original It?"
Oh yeah! Oh,
dude. Ooh,
yeah!
Actually,
my first exposure.
It was messy.
I was checking the tub every time I went to the bathroom for like probably 5 years after seeing the original It. You know what I mean? Like, I think I saw that movie when I was in like 3rd grade.
Xander says, opposite effect for me, 8 years old, waking up for a glass of water to see my dad watching The Exorcist fucked me up. Gucci says, I like creepy horror stuff rather than gore. I don't know what it's called, but that's the best way I can explain it. And Halo says, nothing that doesn't exist scares me. It's the real shit that can happen that gives me chills. Halo, if you don't think aliens exist, you're doing something wrong, my baby boy. You know what I'm saying?
For real. I just want to say, the U.S. government confirmed aliens are real.
They confirmed aliens are dropping in 2022. Okay, we will have an alien drop.
Aliens, remember that meme?
Aliens. Anyways, I think that's a good time. We can move into now what we think is the best horror movie. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I'm super stoked. Yeah, let's Garrick, go.
So I chose to keep it modern with this one, and it's because it's literally when the words horror movie comes out of anybody's mouth, it is initially what I think of, and that would be The Conjuring.
Oh, really? Really?
I feel like The Conjuring is a perfect example of a modern classic. That film hits every note you would expect there to be in a horror film and delivers a traditional horror story in a new, fresh way. And I feel like it changed the game. Like, I love that film, and I felt like it was just so influential the time it was released that all other horror films since then have had at least something that they've taken from that.
Yeah.
The Conjuring was really good.
Yeah, I can't argue that. I considered The Conjuring. I mean, not too long ago, up to the lead up to the newest Conjuring movie, I watched every single one in chronological order, including the Annabelle movies with my partner.
You watched La Llorona?
Yeah, I watched La Llorona as well.
La Llorona.
La 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 Rona.
La la Lona.
Rona. La Rona.
La Corona. Anyways, sorry. Go ahead and continue.
But yeah, no, I just think it's just a perfect example of a modern classic. It took everything that we loved from classic horror films that didn't necessarily like translate well with age, and they revitalized it all in this new awesome this like new cinematic, visually stunning package. And like that movie scared the fucking shit out of me, bro. Like I slept with the lights on for a couple of days. I'll be real.
Listen, Conjuring fucked me up a little bit. That little part where like it showed in. Oh, dude. Oh my god. You know
Like,
that movie had some
it got
parts.
me at a couple moments. Yeah.
I'm saying. Devin, what horror movie do you think is the best horror movie of all time?
This movie was a surprise for me, and it has a somewhat real factor to it as well. The Descent.
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one, my guy. That is a good one.
Dude, that fucking film gives me anxiety.
It's creepy for a lot of different reasons. For one,
it's a Batman prequel.
That scared the shit out of me, bro.
Swear to me! Where are the drugs going? And there's like 4 girls like, oh, we don't do drugs. He's like, swear to me! And you're like, stop, Batman. Yeah.
Anyways, bro. Not only does it have a horrific traffic accident in it that haunts the main character, that is a very real thing that people deal with. They dive into a cave, they go splunking, and they have a lot of real world problems like equipment failing, cavern collapses, stuff like that, which is terrifying to say the least. And then we have monsters / humans that have undergone like some sort of evolution, that were a bunch of miners that got trapped, that had to adapt to their surroundings.
Sure.
And they're essentially like white elf hellspawn from Skyrim. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And they're creepy as fuck, dude. And throughout the movie, they discover like the other little like cave exits where they drag people and animals down to eat them and stuff like that. And it just
they drag them to hell. And it goes right into the movie, the hit movie "Drag Me to Hell."
Hey, that is actually a great movie with some good jump scares. Yeah. I did think about that movie, and but just the Descent, that just creeped me out. It hit me in the time of my life when I was like, I'm never gonna do that ever. I'm never
cave diving.
Like,
nah, that's for the whites. That's for your people, Garrick. That's all you, baby.
I'll go to the
I'll
go to the ape caves. I'll go to the ape caves with friends because that place has so much foot traffic. You know. But I won't do it. I will never like go exploring a cave that requires me to like be, tethered to a line and nobody knows what the fuck is down there. Okay, I'll never do that.
No. White people. Okay, Ernell, I need to call you out on this right now.
Okay,
I did not check that fucking box on the white privilege form. Okay, like,
sure. Okay, that's fair.
Like,
that's fair.
And that's
why.
Dude, you want to know what scares me the worst about that shit? Is like knowing that real cave divers literally carry a fucking pistol on them so they can kill themselves if they get stuck.
Yeah, no, hard pass. Yeah. Hard pass.
No,
hard pass. Hang. I don't fuck with dark caves. I don't fuck with deep water. I don't fuck with heights. And I certainly don't fuck with tomatoes. Those things are disgusting. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that noise. You know what I mean?
I love tomatoes.
Me too.
The one horror movie I think is historically the best, I'm gonna have to say Nightmare on Elm Street. Now here's why.
That's a good one.
Okay,
that's a good one.
I'm not usually the dude that's like old movie good because old. And I obviously pick 2 very old things here. I think that Nightmare on Elm Street was just genuinely like everlasting in how fucking horrifying that concept is. Like in my opinion, my personal opinion, like horror movies and horror stories that are scariest are the ones that make us terrified to do normal everyday life things. And the fact that like I as a child did not want to fall asleep because fucking Freddy Krueger was gonna kill me in my sleep was not okay. It was not okay. They made a horror slasher you can't escape from. You can't escape it because, okay, I'm not going to sleep. Well, eventually you're going to be sleeping even if you're not asleep. And guess what? He's still going to fucking find you. He's going to fucking find you, and he's going to give you little claw fingers, and he's going to turn into a worm and find you that way too. Like, it's like, fuck that, dude. Fuck that. Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh my God. Freddy Krueger was horrifying.
I was Freddy Krueger for Halloween 2 years ago.
Man, and I would, anyways.
I have everything. I got the mask. I got the claw. Ooh, Red Halo says The Thing.
The Thing was really good. I did think about The Thing. I did think about The Thing.
Yeah.
I think The Thing. The thing that put me away from The Thing was its use of horror by body horror was very like overwhelming for a lot of people, I think. And and I don't think that. I'm not saying that makes it a bad movie whatsoever, because it wasn't. It was a very good movie, especially watching it now as an adult. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, this is tight. Patrick Swayze. Anyways, not Patrick Swayze.
Honorable mention, Alien.
Alien, yeah, I'd probably have to say Alien's a good honorable mention. I don't want to dive too deep into that because a lot of that conversation is going to be in our post show. But next, we can finally move into Garrick. What do you think is the best horror video game of all time?
I had a really hard time with this one, actually. This was the one I felt like I had the most difficult picking.
Okay.
I decided on Outlast.
That's a good one.
And here's why. I have, honestly, like, it's not even really a discussion. It's a simple statement. If the game scares you enough, you cannot fucking finish it. It did its job.
Sure. There's a lot of people that haven't fucking finished Outlast, dude. There's a lot of people that started it, and an hour in, we're like, nope, I'm out.
That's me. I'm that guy. I'm that guy.
Yeah.
I don't think I've finished a single Outlast game, and I've played 3 of those bitches. Like I had Whistleblower, like whoo-wee. I tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good choice. I like that choice. Devin,
dude.
What you got?
And that's why.
One of my most beloved games, up in my top 5. We kind of hinted at earlier, but Resident Evil 4.
4? Oh, that's the one you picked. Okay.
I actually said you were going to pick this to one of my friends earlier today.
I played the fuck out of that game, and the first time I played it, it was scary as fuck. That first scene with the fucking chainsaw guy, dude, I had so much anxiety. I just kept barricading the house and just running away from everything. Turns out you just gotta fucking kill him. You know what I mean? But like, I was terrified, dude. My heart was racing, and then like, eventually you get a grip with that game. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, I can fucking do this. I got the typewriter. Let's go. You know?
Yeah.
But like.
The thing is too that makes that really rad is that Resident Evil 4 is just generally a very good game. Period. Yeah, it's just a really good game overall.
Most people would say it's top 3 horror games of all time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people would say that, and we've heard a lot of people talk about it. And it's part of the reason why I loved Resident Evil 8 so much is it felt very reminiscent of Resident Evil 4. You know, with some new twists on it.
Yeah, sure.
But I don't think the world disagrees with me at all. It has a 96 Metacritic score, so it's up there, you know.
It's a good game.
It was a genre bending game of its time too. It was the first time that Resident Evil came out with kind of a slightly more action focused look with the over the shoulder third person.
Yeah, it was one of the first AAAs to do that. Really.
Yeah. And the visual fidelity of that game was phenomenal at the time, and it was a GameCube exclusive game for the first year it came out. It was only on GameCube of all systems. Yeah. GameCube, you know.
I had it on GameCube.
Yeah, same. And like, dude, the GameCube. We can talk about that another time.
Yeah,
but
that's a whole other show.
that one of the best consoles ever. Super powerful for what it was.
Yeah.
But like that game had its jump scares. That game had its body horror elements with the parasitic. You know, it was just a good game, and it got really cultish and freaky.
Ooh,
like
yeah,
when you get to the end. So I will say Resident Evil 4, best horror game of all time.
Gucci Fupa asked, did any of you guys play Condemned? I remember being so scared of it years ago. I did play Condemned when it first came out, like a long time ago. I played that game.
I've never played it.
Nope,
It's pretty spoopy. It's pretty spoopy, honestly. Yeah, it's sort of like horror. It's kind of like action Outlast in a weird way. I want to say.
Huh.
Yeah, like Manhunt, but horror.
Yeah.
Horror.
I remember that game was first person, wasn't it? I remember seeing like some good.
Yeah.
I remember seeing like I used to get the Game Informer magazines all the time as a kid, and I remember like looking at the screenshots of it and being like, "Yep, that game looks scary."
Yeah. It fucking freaked me out. And then Silent Hill 4: The Room came out and kind of was trying to do what the Condemned did. I was like, not me, Satan.
I specifically left that off my list for a reason. Ernell.
No. So actually, I might actually surprise you here. So, the game I am going to say that I think is the best horror game of all time. This might come as no shocker for some of you. I have to say The Last of Us. Now, here's the deal, okay? Here's the deal. This is a horror game. It has survival aspects. It has zombies running at you. You have to kill zombies. There's a lot of puzzling. There's some hiding. There's some really fucking scary parts in this goddamn game. Anything that has to do with the clickers, fuck that noise. Okay? The thing that I think that makes this just overall just one of the fucking best horror game is that not just did they give us a very, very good horror game, but they gave us a very, very good story that allowed you to want to continue playing the horror game. And for me, that's very, very important as someone that very much adores narrative in a majority of the games that I play. This is also one of the reasons I really enjoyed Resident Evil Biohazard, because that game wasn't just super fucking creepy. It also had a very good story behind it. You are very enthralled with what the hell was going on in that game. And yeah, I have to give it to The Last of Us. They wrote a story around a horror theme in a horror world that was just absolutely fucking incredible. And again, to attest to it, another cultural zeitgeist. Everyone, even if you haven't played this damn game, you know who Joel and Ellie are. And you very loosely know their goddamn story. Like, this game was that incredible.
I mean, it was so incredible that HBO Max is making a series out of it with Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. I mean, granted, Mortal Kombat wasn't good. They made 3 movies of that bitch. Anyways,
HBO didn't, though.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Guys, that is going to end us for our headlining segment for tonight. Our schedule for this week: tomorrow, we are back 7 p.m. Pacific time. That is 10 p.m. Eastern time to play some Back for Blood with us. Please come in. Please come out. Please hang out with us. Please kill some zombies with us. It's going to be a damn good time. On Friday, we're going to be playing some more Back for Blood. We're going to be basically committing this week's gameplay streams to Back for Blood, coming in, having some damn fun. We played the beta of this. I'm so down. I'm so down for this. I'm so ready for it. And then Saturday, come back for another episode of the Good Kraken podcast. Guys, please let us know what you think the best horror games, movies, and shows are in the comments down below. Please let us know. Tweet at us if you don't see us on YouTube anytime soon. In the meantime, we have to go record a post show right now for a quick little 15 minutes. If you want that post show, I'm telling you, we got some ways that you can get it, because this has been the Good Kraken podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you wanted to hear, live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 12 p.m. right here at twitch.tv/GoodKrakenShow. If you enjoyed the show, you can head on over to patreon.com/GoodKrakenShow, where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive post-show content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast and video services across the 7 seas. You can also support us by going to our YouTube channel by clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken with an exclamation mark and leaving a review there. But until next time, my friends, be good to each other.